Hello, my name is Ray Napientek. I'm a recruiting coach here at NCSA for our baseball team. Wanted to give you a demo here today of what we offer with our profile page for student athletes. As you can see here, this would be our dashboard and then our edit profile page where you go in and you put in your information about who you are. And from here, this is what you're able to make your academic and baseball resume. You're able to say, this is who I am as a baseball player, this is who I am as a student, and this is who I am as a person, and get it out to college coaches. And you can see we've got a bunch of different things to make sure that the profile page is complete. That way, when you put your academic and baseball resume together, it's all in one spot. You've got everything to send out to college coaches. And when it comes to putting video together, we do put video up for our student athletes so that college coaches can see it. You're able to put in your background of where you've played, club teams, training, additional sports, things that you want to make sure that you're showing to college coaches. Academics, reason why we go to college. You're able to put in all your information from grades, SAT, ACT, any awards that you've received. And your information, obviously, we want to be able to have contact with you. Coaches want to be able to have contact with you, parents, guardians. Key stats, being able to put this information up on the profile page and getting it out to college coaches is obviously very important. And then getting it verified and making sure that it's good information to get out to college coaches. Events that you have attended. And we do have a TAP test that you're able to take. You're able to get that information on there and show coaches if you want to. And then for you, at the least, be able to say, okay, this is the type of student athlete I am. There are strengths and some weaknesses. Was this a good thing that I've learned some stuff from? Take some tips from it is obviously a good thing. And then your preferences, what you're looking for when it comes to education, baseball, location, high academics, four-year schools, junior colleges, any states. We get really specific on what you're looking for. And that's going to help us because as evaluators, and part of what I do is say, okay, let's build you a game plan. And as your recruiting coach, be able to say, okay, where are you at in the recruiting process? Are you a senior? Are you a freshman? Where are you at when it comes to academics? Where are you at when it comes to baseball? And then setting goals and making sure that we're attaining those goals. And what we do is we pull out match percentages to be able to say, okay, let's find good fits for you for what you're looking for. And on the preferences page, if you put in you're looking for engineering or you leave it wide open because you're just not quite sure what you're looking for, we're able to pull that out, come to a coach activity report and say, okay, who's looking at my profile page? Who are the coaches that have done this? Now in this demo, you can see, a coach from, Williston College took a look at it. Metro State took a look at it, demo coaches and stuff like that to be able to say, okay, who are these student athletes that I'm looking at as a coach? Okay, now I can see that. I'm able to say, okay, hey, I saw this coach view me. We have searches. When a coach takes a look for players, if you fall into that category, you're going to be able to see it. Follows. Coach follows you. You update your information. That coach is going to be able to know about it. And then email opens. And you could see with the demo, we didn't send any emails, but some of these numbers can be huge when you're talking about student athletes that are really getting after it. And this is your cheat sheet. It'd be great to know, hey, did that coach view me? Did that coach open up my email? What's my next step in the recruiting process, where I am at in that process? And that's where myself and the other baseball recruiting coaches are able to help with the process to say, okay, where are we at? What are coaches doing? What do we need to do? And you're also able to build up your favorites page where you're able to keep track of what schools are going to be at the top of your list, maybe what schools may be, towards the middle of your list, what might be, quote unquote, fallback plans when it comes to the recruiting process. And you're able to do research off all these pages as well. And I'll show you here in a minute where when I come to the top matches page, and I'll go back to favorites, but when I go to the top matches page, you'll be able to see all the matches, if it wasn't a demo. So let's go in, take a look at North Central College where I could go in, do all my research right here. I could research and decide. I complete the questionnaire. If I'm on social media, you can see the My Progress page keeps you on track of where you're going, where you're able to say, okay, now I've got some juniors, I got some seniors that are doing phone calls. They're getting in on visits now, getting offers, applying to school, keeps you on track with the student athlete, with the coach and the school. So, 87%, that's a good match. We consider 80% and above to be good matches. And then even with basic information, match analysis, kind of where you fall in from a baseball and academic standpoint, where school falls in with your preferences as well. And this is what us as college recruiters helping you as well is to say, okay, where do you fall in athletically? Where do you fall in academically? But then also talk about, because if you are a freshman, okay, what do we got to get to? Where do we need to go? Recruiting, being able to say, which coaches are active, which coaches are working at the school, general information, applications, student, residency, tests, costs, scholarship, academics, campus life, all right here. You have this for every single page, every single school to be able to take a look at it and say, okay, is this a school that I should be interested in? And then the communication side of things as well, we have it where you could set up and email the coaches straight from here. You'd be able to say, Coach, this is why I'm interested in your program and stuff along those lines. So the My Colleges page, which, is obviously very important. That's where we could see the coaches. That's where we could see my top matches. That's where we could see, okay, what do I need to do with the next schools when it comes along to the recruiting process? Because again, everybody's going to be different, whether you're a freshman, whether you're a senior. We have a lot of resources for you as well. Besides myself and the other baseball recruiting coaches, I've got 20 years of college baseball experience, played at the D3 level for 4 years, coached at the D3 level for a season, and spent 9 years as a Division I coach as well. We all run recruiting classes, as well as the other 70, 80 coaches, along with the other sports. We all have our expertise to say, okay, adding video, camps, rookie orientation, strength and conditioning. We've got, we've had former World Series champions come in and talk. You can see you've got other classes that you can sign up for as well. As a former Division I recruiting coordinator, associate head coach, did a lot of visits. I ran recruiting at the Division I level to say, okay, now I've got to get this information to student athletes and say, this is what an official visit is. This is what an unofficial visit is. This is what to expect. Let's talk about if they do offer you stuff along those lines to our whole company to say, this is, my information. I've got to teach it to you guys. So we've got things here that you definitely can work on. We do have a path to college where you're able to say, okay, let me help me through this whole process to be able to say, okay, building a target list, communicating with coaches. And then you've got some drill work over here on the right with these categories to say, okay, what are we looking for when it comes to visits? What are we looking for when finding the right school, talking to coaches, and then utilizing your recruiting coach to obviously help you along the way. I always tell my student athletes, it's not as simple as you walk up to a field, the coach is standing there, he watches you play baseball, he offers you, you go to college. It's not that simple, right? There's hundreds of thousands of baseball players. There's only so many coaches. There's only so many spots. We've got to be able to put ourselves in front of those coaches, in front of the right schools to say, hey, I deserve those spots that you guys are looking for. And then we do have the Find Colleges page where we're able to do a search, be able to take a look at schools and say, okay, I'm from Texas. I'm looking for Division II and Division III. I'm a high academic student and I know I want engineering. So I come down here and put in engineering, press search. You're going to get all the schools that fall under that category. Or I can say, let me search for every school in the Midwest. Let me search for every school in the Pacific time zone, whatever it is at different levels and stuff like that. And then we do get roster openings. We do a great job here for the baseball team to say, okay, what are college coaches looking for? If the coaches are getting back to us, we're putting this information up there. Then I, as a recruiting coordinator, recruiting coach, and the other baseball recruiting coaches as well, are getting our players in front of the right schools, and then working on getting the players to communicate with those coaches. For as much as they want to hear from everybody and get all this help, as a former recruiter, I can tell you, they still want to hear from the student athletes. So we help you connect with those coaches to be able to say, okay, let's find the right schools, let's find the right fits. And then again, you could see, January 6th, January 5th, just alone, how many we've had over the last couple of days. So we're always getting this information in there, getting it into your hands, getting coaches the right type of fits, and making sure you're communicating with the right coaches as well. And then coach requests, where you're able to come in here, take a look at these as well. But roster openings is something that we really take pride with our baseball team. So overall, when you're talking about taking a look at NCSA and be able to say, okay, I've got everything in my academic and baseball resume. I've got a recruiting coach, with ton of experience. Working with me, you'd have 20 years of college baseball experience. We've got a great team. So trust me, everybody's a great recruiting coach here. And then when it comes to being able to say, I'm going to communicate with coaches, I'm going to help with the search, put that all together. And that's where we become a team, working together to find a great fit for you to go play college baseball. And on your dashboard, you're able to see what's going on. Emerson College, next steps, making sure that you're going through the recruiting process. Siena, you do your research, you click on the school and you say, yeah, you know what, I am interested in this school. I want to communicate with them, get that questionnaire filled out, follow them on social media, send the coach the email, and then go back to my research and make sure that I'm doing all the right things when it comes to the recruiting process with college coaches. At our highest membership, you do get the help with the SAT and ACT. So that's a very good part of it as well. So want to make sure that I gave you a little bit of a demo of kind of what happens here at NCSA and how myself as a recruiting coach and the other recruiting coaches help the family throughout the whole process. I think if you have any questions, our number is 877-845-6272. So please make sure to reach out. And I know there's going to be some live demos if you ever need to get a hold of me. Again, my name is Napientek. I'm a recruiting coach here at NCSA. It was a pleasure doing the demo today, and everybody be well. Thanks.